I want to give you an understanding of what the liaison model currently is. But then what I want to do is, and I'm going to, as we progress, I'm going to give you a complicated more. So I'm going to give you an understanding of what, and I just did give you an understanding, but I'm going to give you a visual. I like pictures, right? Pictures make sense because it's the best way to teach. It's talking about how to most effectively communicate really difficult stuff, put it in the form of a picture. People like pictures. So if we want to look at this interagency cooperation, and if coordination is our goal, right? Coordination obviously is our goal for creating a successful information or intelligence sharing environment, and that's obviously a conduit to better security on a national level. Then this liaison model is a very practical mechanism in which we can talk about satisfying the conditions for establishing an information sharing environment, which will in turn help us talk about security. So it's at the bottom of the chain, but it's a very important component part to the chain. Now, so this is what I drew, right? We have what I call traditional, this is my terminology, what I call traditional interaction. So we have agency 1 and agency 2. Right? And agency 1 has employed agent, A-G-E-N-T, agent 1. And agency 2 employs agent, A-G-E-N-T, 2. Very, very simple. I work for the JTTF as the agency, and I am an agent of the JTTF. Simple. I work for the CIA, and I am an agent of the CIA. It's obvious, right? I work at McDonald's, and I am a McDonald's employee. I work at Best Buy, and I am a Best Buy employee. Very simple, right? So the traditional, what I'm calling traditional interaction, is the interaction between agencies in their respective models and agencies in their respective models. This form of interaction seems as if we're talking about interagency cooperation. It has the guise, it has the illusion of being true interagency cooperation, right? So when we talk about interagency cooperation, it seems to be like, oh no, we're cooperating, interagency. Me and my guys, you and your guys, you give us your information, we'll give you our information, and see, now we're interagency cooperation. We've satisfied the condition for interagency cooperation, and therefore we've satisfied this information sharing environment. I'm not saying that it's false. In a sense, it is a facet of cooperation, of interagency cooperation, but I think it's the most menial facet of interagency cooperation. Now, what I am classifying as interagency interaction, right? Instead of talking about, and I've labeled this, I'll erase this. I've labeled this as what I call traditional interaction. So that this is traditional interaction where me and my agents and you and your agents interact and share information. It is, in a sense, satisfying the condition for interagency coordination, but at a very, very minimal sense, right? This is not really, this is like being a philosopher, BA, MA, PhD, and I'm teaching in conflict resolution, but I don't absorb any of the conflict resolution theory. I just teach philosophy to conflict resolution students. I mean, anybody can do that, right? That's not, in a sense, you know, I'm interacting and I'm communicating information, and there's a give and take, but you know, in a real sense, I'm not truly sharing, right? And that's the emphasis is on the S, right? The sharing. That's not really what sharing is about. Okay, so that's the traditional model. Now, the next is interagency interaction via this discussion of the liaison model. So what I did was I took the concept of the liaison model and I turned the concept of the liaison model into an image, right? So that anytime you want to think about the liaison model now, rather than thinking about all that crap, think about the image, and you'll never forget it, right? Because the image is, it's obvious, it's easy to remember. So what we have in the image right? And I've classified this as interagency interaction. It's the liaison model to be technical. This is INTERAGENCY, INTERACT, interaction, and this is agency 1, and this is agency 2, right? Now what we have is, what we have now is the following. Agent 2, that is part of agency 2, is now working in agency 1, right? So we have AGENT. We have agent 2 in agency 1. And we have agent 1 in agency 2, right? So it's been, in a sense, the agent, the particular agent, has been transplanted. Right? The particular agent has been transplanted. So there's been a transplantation of the agent. Okay? You can clearly see that this level of interagency coordination is a more significant, it's not to say that this isn't important, right? But it's a more significant interaction. It's a more significant sense of sharing than this level. Right? This level is a more significant level of sharing than this level. Right? Because you, if we're talking about us, you actually have my guy. Right? My guy is over here with you. So yeah, I'm really sharing because my guy's been with you for 2 weeks now. Let's return to the liaison model just to make sure that the visual is correct. Quote, using a liaison model in which personnel from one agency are assigned to work at other agencies for a period of time. Personnel from one agency are assigned to work at another agency for a period of time. So this is sort of the visual depiction of the liaison model. So if someone's talking about the liaison model now, image pops up in your head. Agency 1, Agency 2, Agent 2, Agent 1. Boom, got it, let's go. But that's where the literature stops. It doesn't get any further than the liaison model. And this is where I thought, hey, I could spend 2 months trying to put this in a journal article and press it up. I could just crank it out super quick and let somebody else put it in a journal article and press it up. For me, it's about dissemination of information, and in the 21st century, we don't have time to be sitting around, writing articles all day and trying to appease some very picky editor because of word selection. We need to get the information out now, especially when we're talking about terrorism. We don't have time, right? There is no time. So the most effective means for me to get this information out as rapidly as possible, because this video will be up in probably 6 to 8 hours after I'm saying it now. It'll be up in cyberspace. You can't get quicker than that, right? You can't get, that really is as immediate as it gets, right? That's as fast as it gets. My point is that this is good, but let's take it a level deeper. So what I'm about to discuss is not in any of the literature. I didn't find it on any of the .gov sites. What I did was I understood, and hopefully now you understand, this idea of the liaison model. We recognize that this liaison model is important in facilitating an information sharing environment. We recognize that an information sharing environment is important for the overall infrastructural architecture for the intelligence community and defense and so on, which protects us. So we're starting at the roots, right? This is the roots. Sharing between agencies. It sounds really boring and sort of obvious, but I mean, I've spent probably now, maybe not an hour, maybe about 45 minutes discussing this, so it's very important. What I'm about to propose is something, and actually the color isn't in here, but what I'm about to propose is sort of my assessment, my assessment of all of this. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to take it a level deeper, right? So let's see how far the rabbit hole goes. So this is me conceptualizing. If you're someone and you think that this information could be useful, please, by all means, use the information. So I believe that you can take it even a step further than the liaison model, and I believe that it would increase even greater, to a greater extent, increase the interagency coordination between departments, right? So I'm going to show you what I'm classifying as the traditional model. Remember, this is like me freestyling it, right? This is the freestyle. which would